Hello, my family. I'm excited today. Okay, so my husband and I put 2 beds up last night. We've got 3 of them actually, and I need 2 more to finish. Well, technically 1 now. Now, I told you that first one I did took me about 3 hours. It was, oh, Lord have mercy. But now, watching my husband last night, and basically this part of this video is for those of you who, like, I've heard so many come to me and say, well, how do I get my significant other involved in homesteading too? And some of you are just on your own. Can these beds be built by one person? Yes. Today I managed to do it within an hour, and that was just me by myself. Technically, I did methods differently than my husband did because to me it was a lot easier than his method. However, everybody's is different. So me, I'm working by full sheet panels. Him, he did it in sections, and I will go ahead and show this to you. If you will see the back of that pickup, I am actually using that as a baseboard to work on, or like my workhorse. If you can find something high enough to make yourselves a table, do so. It works. It helps a lot. I also have this chair. Now let me go ahead and bring you down, because I'm going to bring you down to this bed. This bed, actually, I sit down. I am tall, y'all. I'm very tall. I'm almost 6 foot tall. So this is hard on my back and legs. But as you can see, I put this bed together. Now, this has been my saving grace. It keeps me from bending down so much. It keeps me from my legs getting sore too much. So yeah, this has been absolutely amazing. I love it. So 1 bed down, 1 last bed to go. Now the only thing I won't be able to do, honestly, is move this thing around back by myself. You are really going to need 2 people if you've got these 8 or 6 foot beds. So let me set this back up and we'll be right back. Okay, so now that we got this one done, and I will, because it's the last one, I'm going to show you exactly how I put that one together. I know I did one yesterday, but I made it a lot more complicated than it really was. So I'm actually going to show you how I did it within an hour, and it was simpler than I thought. It also helped having the new easy ways of doing this. Now, if you ain't also noticed, if I were to have a garden stool like this chair, I could actually sit down at my garden beds and not have to stand over them. Unlike my 8-inch garden beds, those are really rough. What I'm going to do right now is take you around some various growing pot methods or various ideas that you can use for growing your own fruits and vegetables this year. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some areas no matter where you're at. Okay, my family, so here we go. These are the many different methods that we had used for growing in different ways, different styles, everything. Now this is a stackable I was telling you about. These can be found at Dollar Tree at $1.25 per set of 3, which is this on the top. Now, yes, we had that PVC in the center. It does have a center you can pop out, and you can stack these just like this. Now, at $1.25, you could stack this as high as you want to. So that is one method, but I will tell you, they are small sections. This is not a very big area of growing, and even if you look over here, it kind of cuts it a little bit. So keep that in mind. Keep this for something, I would say, small. You can use grow pots of any kind, flower pots of various things. These here are for my mints, my miscellaneous mints. You can grow this with herbs. You can put some, basically, if you had it full enough, you could put some tomatoes or peppers in here. You can literally grow vegetables. This, now some of you are going to, you spoke to me this morning about this. This is going to be really cool, but this was off a boat. we were given these like seats. So we took the seats apart, and it had a nice heavy duty plastic. We did some drilling in the bottom of the seats, the boat seats, took the tops off of them, stripped it down, and made this into our rose bed. So it was free. I mean, we did what we could do. Over here is a crate that was a package that my husband got in one of his jobs. So what he did was he brought these home to me, and it was already boxed, so we turned that into an herb bed. And as you can see, it works really good. And then I have the hoop, so if I have to shade it or whatever and protect it from the frost, I can do so. Now these pots here, these are 5-gallon grow pots. They are cloth based. Now these are the ones I was telling you about. They're movable. You can grow anywhere from a patio to on the ground with them. But these are also, I told you, where you can pull them and you'll hear ripping. That would be the roots. Yeah. So, do they work fantastically? No. But in a pinch, when you don't, if you want vegetables for one season or two, yes, these can work. Just keep it watered, y'all, because they dry very, very quickly. So these are some of the grow pots that I've had. Now some of them can deteriorate, but this is going on year 2 or 3 for me on these. And some of them have deteriorated, but not many. So I'm going to go through, and I'm sure you've seen some of the other methods, but we're going to dedicate this video all to growing. So let me take you into some other options. Okay, we told you about the 8-inch beds up to 10-inch. You might want to go deeper than that unless you're doing greens. Now, greens is super easy in this bed. It grows amazingly, and I could have a lettuce bed in this whole entire thing. Over here, though, I've already got some saffron growing, and we're waiting for the flowers to come up on that. Got some old tires. That's what happened to this place when we bought it. People dumped their old tires, so we cut the tops of them, and we literally turned this into grow beds, and we planted onions in here, some strawberries in here. These are going to be removed for us, though, because we're actually going to be putting these up over in each corner. So I'm going to be okay with that, believe it or not. I'm actually so excited, and so excited was my husband, which I was shocked that he's really considering us getting 2 more of these. So we'll have, let's see, 5, 6, 7 of them. That was so cool. Hey, I'm not going to turn that down. I will say yes to a raised bed like this. This is going to expand us so much, y'all. It's going to change this homestead level to an amazing level. Another method, old swimming pools, those cheap swimming pools at the end of the season, kiddie pools. Yes, you can grow. They are shallow. You basically can grow greens in here, though. You can grow radishes. We've done radishes in this. You can grow green onions, and I'll show you those in a minute. You can grow herbs in here easily. And then you've seen these raised beds here. These are going to have to go up higher, but we're going to turn this into the greens and herb beds from now on. We're using the bigger plants, and I have something digging up grubs. And usually here, which I was super shocked to find out, but this time of year we get armadillos that come in here and start digging up my soil because they're looking for grub worms, which is aggravating to no end to me. So if I had my greens in here, y'all, you could see the armadillos would have turned all of it up on me anyway. So I'm glad I did what I did. It's all over here. I could see armadillo paws everywhere, even in the pots. That's frustrating. And I can't stop it either. Wildlife is brutal. Alright, so here is the green onions I was telling you about. Now, these can grow in the swimming pool. Make sure, however, you have lots and lots of drainage. We just took a drill and my husband started drilling a bunch of holes in it, so it made it easier. But these are some ideas. You can use a tote if you wanted to. However, now this tote was just used for covering up plants right now. But make sure you put lots of holes for drainage if you're going to use something like that. I don't think I would use black because it would hold too much heat, but you get the idea. And in here you can see where we used grow pots. Now I was able to put 1 to 2 tomato plants in each pot as well. So it is possible, y'all. You can grow beans in these, bush beans in this. I've done that. You can grow squash in these. I've done that. So these are some of the ways. And then you've got flower pots of all kind. Yes, right now my homestead looks like bleh, because, well, it's winter time. So, but I'm slowly, as it starts getting warmer through the day, I work in between to fix this up. I'm going to go back with you in just a minute. Alright, I'm sorry y'all, I had to get a jacket on. It is a little bit cooler than it was yesterday. It got to 71 yesterday, talk about a tease, and now we're barely getting up to 60 today. Mississippi's crazy, y'all. So, I'm hoping that all of this helps anybody. Conditions, can you grow even if you're in an apartment? Temporary places, yes, absolutely. I showed you many various ways. Y'all, this all comes down to determined how bad do you want to grow. I'll tell you one reason why we are expanding even bigger. Now we considered just keeping things the way they were, but the one thing that I'm noticing since we went Mediterranean, from what we experienced from our garden last year to what we're experiencing now, and this is including the food that I canned, that I froze, the freshness is still there. So what came out of our garden is still flavored in our freezers or in our jars, versus what I buy from the grocery store. And I'm going to tell you, what I'm buying at the grocery store to me is bland. There's no flavor. 95% of everything that we're getting is not even ripe yet. So at that point, they're even cutting off the nutrition value to our food. We decided to grow a lot bigger because we wanted the nutrition, for one. 2, we want the flavor. And 3, we just love growing and being self-sufficient. The prices are also adding up to here. And so when I look at a head of lettuce, and if I could take 20 feet of lettuce and save me $1.74 for one head of lettuce that has no nutritional value at all anyways, no, I'm just not going to do it. Now, mind you, I can get mixed salad greens for $3.98. That's reasonable, and that's exactly what I've been doing. However, I can grow my own for a whole lot cheaper than that and still be able to have as much as I want. That goes along with my herbs, getting those little plastic packs that turn dark within 2 days at $1.98 a pack, and all you get is a couple sprigs. I can go out here anytime I want, clip, go in my kitchen, cook a beautiful Mediterranean dinner, and y'all, we are set. So I want more, and this is why we decided to expand into raised beds. It wasn't to just say, hey, we're doing this and for no reason. This was a huge reason. In the long run, I'm going to spend $2 in a pack of seeds in a 2-foot bed that I'm going to get so much better production wise, because my roots are going to have so much more room to play with. And these beds are huge where I can even grow more. So, and then there's the factor for me being as tall as I am. These things come up to my knees. So I can just, here I am right now at the top of my bed. And I'm not bending over that much. Now I'm doing more bending putting it together than I am going to do when I go to fill these or to even plant with them. I am actually really excited this year. Y'all, I have been going on 5 years of growing vegetables, and each year I get better and better and better. The next video will be on filling these raised beds in a method called Back to Eden. Now, Back to Eden means we've got a lot of wood here that needs to be cleaned up. We're actually going to save on our soil because this will deteriorate. Matter of fact, some of the wood we have in the back of this property is already deteriorating, so there's compost right now. I have the boxes that these beds came in, so I'm going to take those boxes and I'm going to line the bottom of the beds with them. Then I'm going to fill them with the wood. I'm going to take my old compost bin and I'm going to sprinkle some of that in each of these beds. So I'm going to actually start over on my compost pile because I kind of want to do a different method on that anyways and make a neater section. I may even look into the rolled composting bins. So I don't know yet. I haven't figured out which one I want to do. But I do know that I'm going to use that material in my beds. And then about a quarter to no more than half of this bed will be materials from Back to Eden, and then the rest is going to be topped with soil. So that's going to save us a lot of money at that point. As far as that is, I think right now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go put this last bed together. And we'll do this together. And ladies, I'm with you. Now, some of you, I was blessed last night. Like I said, my husband and I slapped 2 beds together. He got in early about, I think it was 3:30 yesterday afternoon, and we started building. We got finished about 6:30, and that was on 2 beds. So I think we did pretty good. Now, I did manage to take 3 hours and break it down to 1 hour, and I will show you how I did this. So those of you who are having to do these beds, should you want to purchase them like we did, if you're doing them by yourself, I can show you, yes, you can do this. Now, if you've never exercised, be prepared to find muscles you have never found before. I have found them. I have found them, and I have felt it today, but y'all, I'm still tackling these beds. That's the reason why I got the chair, to make it a little bit easier on me today, because as tall as I am, this can be hard. So I do have some stations, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to set up each one, because I'm working by panels, unlike what my husband did, and I'm going to try to show it to you how he did it. I am going to advise you, if you buy this set, use the free gloves that they send with you. They help amazingly. The rubber tips on it hold those screws very nicely. I am definitely using it. So let's build our last bed. Okay, my family, so here we go. We're going to start with the 2 end pieces first. That one is basically more simple. We only need 2 sheets versus 4 sheets. Again, look for your folded edges on the inside versus the smooth on the outside. I'm hoping you can see this. Like I said, I'm doing the very ends of our bed first. I'm going to line this up the best I can. Now, these use the short screws. So I'm just going to put some in here to make them easier to grab too, because when I go to put these together, I want to have the accessibility of having my screws intact. So let me see if you can. I think you can. Yeah. Okay. So now we've got our edge. Now we need to take this edge on each end of these pieces. So I'm going to aim it just a little bit so that I can work with this corner here. I want to keep that, and I'm going to start with my centerpiece. So I'm going to take my screw and my nut and pop this in. just like so. Place that on the top, and then go ahead and put my nut on top of that. Now I'm just going to follow through each one here, line it up, pop these on, and they're not tight, so we'll go back and tighten them all up later. I can't see if you guys can see this or not due to the sun, so I'm really hoping you can. It is nice and sunny out here for sure. You see how easy this is going together now. Next one, I'm going to do my very top. And that's the last one on this side. That was due to my coordination, y'all, nothing else. Alright, so I've got that side now. Needs to be tightened down. I'm going to move these in my hand for a minute because I'm going to flip this around so I can work from the other side. Just like so. Now put my pieces there again. I'm going to grab our edge, take it from the middle again. Put my two pieces together. Take my end piece here. Pop that on there. Now I'm going to do the top and the bottom right quick. Put them in place to make the rest of this a little bit more easier to put together. Now I'm going to come to my top part, pop that in there. Now the rest is just filling it in. And if you don't like doing like I'm fixing to do with the manual screwdriver and a pair of pliers, which you will need to hold the nut on the inside to tighten, feel free to use electric if you want to. Right, that one must be complicated. It's not that it's not in there, it is in there, it's the nut didn't want to go in there right. There's actually 7 spaces from the top down for each of these on each side. And now I'm just going to go ahead and tighten these, and I'll show you how I tighten them as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and finish off the other back side or the end and show you how I do the other sides again. Now I'm through with these. Put them back in my bag. Grab my pliers and my screwdriver. Pop my end up, set it up. Then I just go through here working, tightening all this up. This makes it kind of annoying because this is a magnetic screwdriver, so sometimes it drives me nuts, but it works. So I'm just going to go through here tightening all these up on both sides. As you see, this went together fairly easy and quickly, basically. I guess after doing 5 beds or 4 beds, this becomes easier. Now, instead of straining on the other side, how I'm going to actually do, flip this around, go on the same way, and tighten all these up, just like so. So, I mean, and there's that one end done already. Yes, it takes me a little bit to do it like this, but hey, I'm good, y'all. One day I'll probably get me some handy tools for me to work with. Okay. One more, and then this one is finished, and then I'll be on working toward the next one. So, that's it. Now my end piece is done. I'm going to set this one aside, and we're going to go ahead and start working on the other one. Once I get that finished, I will bring you back and show you how I'm going to actually fix that long run, the 2 8-foot sections. Now again, you've seen me put those together, and I need to turn this around so it's the right way. You've seen me put them together basically on that wagon. I'm going to actually do the same thing again. So I'm going to put those pieces together, but I'm going to show you an easy way to do this. So let me get that other one on this end finished, and we'll be right back. Alright, y'all, so this is like yesterday's. This is that long 8-foot sheet, and it has that same brace. Now what I've learned to do is actually my husband will actually take each section like this and go around it, and he thinks it's easier, but I like to do them in whole sheets. So I'll show you how I do this, because these are the hardest ones to put together. I got the one that's going to get us the most is this centerpiece right here, where there's 4 panels all in one. So that one there is the trickiest. And then you've got to put that brace right down the middle on top of this. So, okay. And I need to move this down a little bit. Not the whole thing. Alright, so I'm going to get, these is the center piece that gets the long screws. So I'm going to go get my long screw and then that center brace. We're going to put this together. I'm going to start from the center first and then the 2 ends. That's that one where that bracket goes right down the middle. Now I'm going to go up under this, and right there in that center, it shifts around. That's what I don't like about it, but I'm going to get this. There's two pieces. There's my third. And then shift this around to my fourth. Put my brace right in the middle. Pop my screw. That was easier than that first one I did, y'all. And now I've got it. Bring this down, line this back up, get my bottom. Like so. And then my top. Just like that. Now I'm going to go down through here and I'm going to finish putting the rest of my screws in here, and I will show you how to assemble this as soon as I'm done, because all 4 sections will be done and we'll be ready for assembly. Okay, y'all, so now we're going to start assembling. Now behind this big long panel I have that table wagon that I was using to build on. I've got it propped up against the edge of this, but I'm going to start like I did the other, or the middle one in here. I'm going to do the middle of my sheet and then work my way through the rest of this. So I'm going to bring these two together. First, I'm going to readjust. There we go. There we go. I had to readjust everything, so I'm going to take my, these are all with the short screws too. And I got that popped right there in the center. Get my top and then my bottom and start doing the rest of the way up. This is coming together so much easier than when I did it the other way yesterday. But like I said, now my husband, he'll do half sheet panels like this and then do the bracers in the middle afterwards. To me, that was just too much, so I'm doing it this way. Get my bottom, and then I'm just going to finish putting in the rest of these screws right here, and we'll be back. Okay, so we got this. Now we're going to go ahead and finish doing the rest of the 4 corners. Once I get the 4 corners done, I will come back. I'm tightening them as I go. Then I've got the center, and I'll show you how I'll do the center. And then this bed will be finished. I am super stoked. It was that easy to put together. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of this bed together. We'll get to the centerpiece and I'll be right back. Alright, my family, so now the 4 corners are done. Now it is just nothing but the wire piece in the center. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. The screws are basically already in there. So what I'm going to end up doing is going through here in each section, and I'm going to be putting up each piece as I go along and then tightening it. So my first very bottom one can actually be tightened because this one is not going to be used for a bracing. And to be able to do this, I'm going to go ahead and do both sides so I get it done and over with. I got to move this other one over, so I'll be right back. Okay, so The very bottom ones are done. Now I have to go to the next one, and I'm going every other screw on up. Now the screws are already in, but I have to undo the nuts that are in them and then place this over it. So I'm going to go through here and just undo this. Pop this center bracer in, prong side up, pop it back on. Now I'm going to come over to the other side and do the same thing. I'm going to take the nut off of this, drop this piece on here, bring it in, put on that nut, and there that is. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten them up. If y'all have not been to a gym, build a raised bed. Good night. But so worth it, y'all. So worth it. By the way, this is the last of it. Just lined up in here, right? And that's it. Now, I'm just going to go through and put the next two pieces up, go in between, tighten them up, and this bed will be finished. And there they are, y'all. There is 2 raised beds done by me in one day. When hubby comes home from work, all we have to do is pick these up and bring them around back. We now have 5 raised beds already built. I found it is easier to show you the way I did it. Start with, I'll go through this, your end pieces here on each end, put them together. Take your panels, put these together on both sides, and then just start taking one corner after each side. After you get your corners, tighten them up, and then make your final round into the center with your bracers. And that's it. Honestly, this, I don't hurt as bad as I did yesterday trying to figure this out. And this went up a whole lot quicker. I mean, I was able to put up 2 versus the 1 I put up yesterday. So I hope that helps you. I know it seems like a retake of what was yesterday's video, but when I come and find them easier, especially when I know that some of you may be ladies like me who are going to put these together, you may order them, and so if there's an easier way, I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to set this up because I've got one other topic that I can speak to you about with growing vegetables. Alright, my family, so the one other way you can actually grow, if there was no other thing available for you, if you are seriously in a apartment that you are not allowed to grow anything, not even from a pot, there is one other way. And if you are able to get some small, even if it's small metal shelving, some shop lights, just enough to go across your shelving unit, some grow pots, you actually can grow indoors. If you can't afford a hydroponic system, which I completely understand because I can't afford all of them, but if I wanted to, I could literally grow indoors by using a shop light, my shelf, and just grow pots and go based on the length or height of my plants. Now if I wanted to, I can get some grow lights and grow tomatoes inside in a pot. So it's possible. I'm actually, through the winter time, I put my citrus trees indoors and I will use a light above them, and so you can do this indoors as well. Just another option. So hopefully I've given you quite a few options. If there was something you wanted to do, Growing indoors may mean that you don't get as much, but you can grow a salad inside. You can grow some peppers indoors, or maybe even tomatoes indoors. As long as they got enough lighting, the temperatures are what they need, you should be able to even do that. So I'm hoping I can help you here. Patios, you can put tomatoes on a patio and grow it in a pot. So these are just several different opportunities for you to grow as well. I have a supper tonight of pork sylvosky bowl that we're going to have. We're having pork sylvosky without the pita, so we're going to turn it into a bowl. And I'm still waiting on my seed haul, y'all. Also, I'm waiting on some more seeds to come in stock. That is going to be the next gardening part of our video. When these seeds come in, we're going to do a video on the seed haul, because that's what I call the happy mail. So we're still waiting on them. We do have the raised beds, and like I said, we are considering getting 2 more. So I mean, I'm not going to say no. I love these. Honestly, I love what I'm seeing already. So the next part is filling them up, and I will show you how to do that once we get these in place. I'm going to start going ahead and filling up the bottom end of these, and I will be doing a video on how I do that. And then the next step will be just pouring our soil into them. So these are a few videos we have coming along, plus we still have meals to prepare. So I am going to go ahead and cut this video, and we're going to go ahead and get ready to have our kitchen time. So I'm hoping this helped you. I really do care about y'all, and I do know that there are several ways to grow you might not know, because maybe nobody shared it with you. So I'm going to be the one to share it with you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I will put, once again, because of this bed was worked on, I will put this in the description. No, I'm not being promoted, y'all. These are what we personally purchased on ourselves, and we are extremely happy with them. So I'll put that in there. We got them off of Amazon. So until then, I guess we'll come back from the kitchen. I love you, and I will see you next time from Parton's Heritage Homestead.